So this is a wagon underframe built up on the floor using the Etched W-arms, one fixed, one rocking in this case. The brake gear here is, rather than plastic brake gear, it's metal brake gear, it's etched brass brake gear. This is available again from a number of sources. The one I normally use comes from, well, is one of a range from mainly Trains, and as you can see, provides for a wide range of different types of brake gear. This is Great Western Churchwood brake gear, but other frets provide for different types of brake gear. Here is standard wagon brake gear. Variety of levers, variety of different wheelbases. So this makes it possible to make an underframe to suit virtually any wagon. It's a sort of mix and match process. You can use components from a variety of different manufacturers to build up your underframe. This particular example here uses the Etched W-arms, but the brake gear itself is a casting from ABS models, and then the levers are brass ones which came off of one of the mainly Trains frets. So it's a real hybrid. It's really well worth visiting one of the fine scale shows and acquiring a good selection of these components, because between them you can make almost anything. And the other reason I like metal brake gear is one of the problems with plastic brake gear is it's a little bit flimsy. It's very easy on a layout when you're handling wagons, particularly in a fiddle yard and things like that, suddenly to find half your brake gears lying on the track because you've broken it. This is much more robust. It'll take much more of a knock and much more handling without damage. The axle boxes here, rather than being plastic, are cast metal. Again, there's a huge range of these available from firms like MJT, ABS, and again, virtually any pattern of axle box that was used on the prototype is available in model form. So it gives you tremendous flexibility to match a wagon. And I like to make my wagons as a portrait, really. If I can find a photograph of a particular wagon, particularly when it's one that's got some idiosyncrasies, which is always makes for a bit of individuality. You quite often found wagons with odd axle boxes, or as in this case here, this is a very typical situation you found in the later years. It's got unmatched wheel sets, and that is derived from a photograph of a particular wagon. So I know that this wagon was running with odd wheels, so my model's running with odd wheels. Often we want to adapt a kit-built underframe to take a rocking W-arm or rocking unit. This is one way of doing it, very easy way. This is a standard ratio iron mink, and here you can see at one end of it I've got an internal bearing rocking unit which just enables me to have a rocking axle, just to ensure accurate track holding. An alternative approach, this is another ratio vehicle. This is a straight ratio kit, but again an outside rocking W-arm. What I've done simply is to split the axle box from the spring. These are the plastic ones from the moulded kit, salvaged, and stick the axle box to the rocking unit, but leave the spring attached to the sole bar. That's another way. Ready to run wagons. Again, as they come, the wheel sets are in here, completely rigid. There's no movement at all, and particularly on a long wheelbase vehicle like this brake van, that can be a bit of a problem. So again, I've arranged, in this case, Rice's bodge, which is simply to make the bearing hole into a slight slot and to put a wire bearing stirrup so the axle can actually just rock very slightly, only a half a millimetre side to side, just enough to follow inequalities in the track. That is very simple to do, costs nothing, and often solves the problem.